Good day, everybody. This is John Scarborough. Wanted to talk about feeding hay and winter grass. So what we got right here is a spot. If you look at that, there's a strip of winter grass that's growing all the way down into there. Now there's winter grass over here next to this tree, and what that's from, the reason that's a little bit more pronounced there is simply because that's where cattle would gather up in the summertime, and there was a lot of litter, a lot of manure and things like that that was put there. So there's a little bit more fertilizer there. But if you look at right here, this strip of old hay, now they left a pretty good bit behind there, way more than I'd like to see them leave behind. But then over here, they really didn't leave too much behind. But you can see that there's a strip of winter grass in there. A lot of people would tell me that unrolling the hay is actually wasteful, and they like to use like a hay ring or something. Well, A, I always see a little bit of waste from the hay ring. But B, they destroy your soil like that and destroy the grass and the ground around there. So I've never liked it, and all the cows can't get up to there. So you got to have multiple rings, multiple places that you're tearing up. And like this, all the cattle can get in here. And to me, this is actually seems like it's more conservative of the hay. It's not nearly as wasteful. So for anybody that's curious about unrolling the hay and they're not sure if it's going to be more of a waste or more of a conservative method, I mean, whatever you're thinking that it might be, to me, my experience with it is it's definitely more conservative, just as far as they're consuming more of it because it's more spread out, and they're getting more of it, and they're not trampling all over it because the cows are spread out on each side of it, and so they're less likely to be in there. Now they do sleep in it, they do poop and pee in it and all like that. You're gonna waste some. But that's also what I wanted to talk about, is anything that's left behind is not waste. I never call it waste. And you look at that strip of green grass there. Now you look over here, now this was grass that was left behind in this pasture, okay? But then you look right here, and this is grass that's recently laid on top of that. Now why is there more grass growing up in there than there is over here? Because of the rich nutrients that is dropped in right there. Now next spring, when all the winter grass everywhere is growing, you'll see this spot, every strip that there was hay, you'll see there will be even more winter grass. It will be filled in there. Now I'm not sure if there's winter grass seed inside of this bale of hay. There could be, not really sure how it would have got there considering when this was rolled up. But no matter what bale of hay I've ever rolled out, this always happens. Where I roll them out, the winter grass is so much more dense. So once like I said, once the winter grass comes in the springtime, it'll be knee high or even taller, and I won't even be able to keep up with it. But these spots where the hay was, it will be even better. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is how rich and how good the winter grass is in the places that you unroll hay. And that's because of the rich nutrient density that you're getting. You're getting a lot of nutrients in here. Now, so many people look at this and they're like, oh, well, ryegrass will grow anywhere. And yes, you're right, that it will grow anywhere, and it's awesome that it will grow anywhere. But you can't tell me that you don't see a difference there. When you look at the green there and you look at on both sides of it, there's no green. So you know that there's a difference, okay? So yes, ryegrass will grow anywhere, okay? You're right about that. But this is definitely even better and definitely even stronger. One of the places I find this to be the most beneficial, I actually did a video recently, not sure if I posted it yet, but I actually did a video about pond spillways. And where this could be beneficial is if you had a pond spillway before you got a lot of heavy rain, so the ground was not pugged up yet. In other words, you didn't have the risk of pugging your ground up and just tearing it all up, but you knew you're getting close to the winter rains and you needed to feed a bale. You could run this, unroll this bale as if you had a pond spillway right here. You can unroll this bale right along that spillway, and what you would get is you're getting all this hay that's down in here. That's all hay. That goes all the way down. You're getting all that hay right there. That's holding your soil together, but you're also getting all this ryegrass. And that's if you live in where I'm at, in north central Louisiana, or anywhere that grows ryegrass this well. A lot of places up north and stuff, you're not going to get this, but you got the benefit of stockpile forage way better than we do. So that's a different part of the country. So for this part of the country, this method I'm finding works really, really well. You unroll the hay here, anywhere that you think you're going to get water coming down and it's going to become a washout throughout the winter. This right here will hold your ground together, and then that growing up through it. It's just amazing how well it will hold the soil together in a spot that would ordinarily begin to wash out and give way. And by the time the rainy season ends, you're like, well, I've already lost all of my benefit. I've already lost a whole bunch of soil there. I've got a big washout there, and it's just a big mess. Now, by doing this, you can really help yourself a lot. Like I said, be careful about doing it in a place where it's already really, really wet. If it's a place that gets a lot of water coming down through it, and you do it while it's really, really nasty, you're going to have a problem there, because they're going to go through, the cows are going to go through and just tear up the ground, and you're doing more negative than positive. So try to just keep an eye on your weather, keep an eye on what's going on. You know, obviously you don't want to feed hay when you don't need to feed hay. So feed that bale when you need to feed that bale, but just before the ground gets real nasty, if that makes sense. You know, work with it. Farmers have to really watch the weather. They have to really watch everything. The more you plan stuff out, the better it works. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to show my take on unrolling hay and why I don't think that there's any such thing as waste with this method at all. So thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.